From Lake Tahoe, it's a 3-game series between the Rapid City Rush and the Tahoe Night Monsters. Dave Smith, Rush head coach and GM, along with us. So you've been here since Monday. Plenty of time to find your breakfast spots as you usually do on the road. How have you accomplished that so far?
Yeah, it's been good. Lots of choices here.
All right. How have you spent your week?
A lot of video, a lot of phone calls, a lot of work from a different location.
Pretty much. So you've brought a couple of players in. We'll start with that right away. 2 players making their debuts for this series in Donahoe and Hannes, 2 defensemen. You know, what made you choose to bring those players in and beef up your back end here?
Well, we've been, the end of the college season, both, American and Canadian college season, means there's players that are wanting to go play. We've had communication with these guys and their agents for quite some time and believe that they can help us right now, whether it be injuries or call-ups, but because they're good players and they can help us in the future.
Yeah, what do these 2 players bring, starting with Hunter Donahoe, a big body from Toronto Metro University, starting right away with Xavier Bernard back there?
Yeah, I mean, he's a really good skater, got a lot of length at 6'5". He can close gaps, he can move pucks, and he can defend very well.
Clay Hannes actually on a 2-way contract with Calgary, signed earlier in the week and reassigned subsequently to the Rapid City Rush. A guy who has set records in U Sports. He's been one of the more accomplished U Sports players in recent history.
Yeah, he's a terrific hockey player and very well known. A really good get for Rapid City, the community, and for our hockey team and for the Wranglers. I mean, he can move. He can move pucks. He's got a terrific brain and very well accomplished.
Yeah, what makes, just from a recruiting aspect and a roster building aspect, being able to keep these guys right through next year if you choose, just getting an early jump on all the teams trying for the same players in the offseason?
Yeah, I mean, we started recruiting these guys in November, December, just trying to build up what we're doing here, how they can add to us. And if they're able to step in, and I believe they're able to step in and contribute immediately to a playoff push, and you get them exposed to what we're all about as an organization, as a city, as a coaching staff, as the guys, core group of guys on the team, and you want them to say, like, yeah, that's a special place. They treat the players right, they do things professionally, and we're a part of the solution moving forward.
How much information have you grown? How much have you learned this year about finding players and building the roster you want to build? The Rush have been through a ton of players this year, which is not abnormal. That being said, what do you want people to know about the information that you've gotten and how you've built your team as you've evolved through this season?
Well, I think I learned a lot as a first-year GM, and we've got a lot of good hockey players, but we have lost more games than we would like because we haven't got the right kind of balance in terms of enough forecheckers, enough guys that just naturally wake up and do what we're asking them to do. And we've seen that on certain occasions that the guys will do what we ask, but it's not natural for them. So we've got to be heavier, we've got to be harder, we've got to be get more stops in the defensive zone and have more possession time with the forecheck in the O zone.
What'd you see in the Kalamazoo series? Just to go back to that quickly, obviously rubber game didn't go your guys' way, but 2 really competitive games to start, and you pick up 1 win, your first ever win in that building back on Saturday. Yeah,
I thought the Friday game could have went either way. Really a good hard game. It went to another level the next night, and we get a win there and play very well start to finish. And the next night it was our worst game of the year. We just didn't we didn't play the way we were capable of. Didn't play the night before the way we had the 2 nights previous, and it looked that way in the scoreboard.
That Sunday game snapped a pretty crazy streak of 18 consecutive games, 18 straight games. This team has been either up or down 1 or tied at any point in the 3rd period. 18 straight games that had happened until Sunday. So, the roster moves you're making, everything you're trying to accomplish is essentially saying, hey, this team is 1 jump away from being able to win every single night.
Yeah, we've got a good team. We've got good players. We haven't been able to find that consistency both within a game, start to finish, within a weekend, within a month, and we're going to keep adding and keep tinkering and keep replacing guys that either get called up or injured, trying to win every hockey game. That's our goal.
What's your plan right now with Chase Paul still up in Calgary and Ryan Wagner out with a family deal for the first time? He's missed a game in 2 years with the Rush.
Yeah, I mean, it's next man up, and you hear that all the time from coaches, but it puts guys, we carry depth. We have, some very good clarity in roles. I mean, Kalela's line has played very, very well and puts Bowman back at center. He'll play with Timken and Pilon, and now you've got to get Davo, scoring some offense. You got to get Chiser and Ole scoring some offense. You put guys with them that can play with them. So trying to get balance up and down the lineup, and let's play hard together.
It's obviously a very important series. The playoff hopes kind of rest on beating Tahoe in these 3 games, and everyone I've talked to knows that even the new guys coming in, they understand what the situation is for this team. What's the motivation level and the understanding level that you've seen that, hey, these games are the ones we have to win to stay alive?
Well, they get it. They understand, and we talk about it openly that, but we can't do anything about the entire weekend. All we can do tonight is first shift, second shift, and go play the game. You want to get in that rhythm and get in that groove where you're playing really well shift after shift, and then you look back and you're like, holy crap, we were very good all weekend.
This has been the best matchup for the Rush head-to-head wise, and a pretty skilled matchup, the Rush and Tahoe. We haven't seen them in over a month, but what's made this matchup such a favorable one for your team?
Well, we've been able, they're very talented up front. They've got a really good group of forwards, and we've been able to, slow down their top guys in the games, and that includes special teams. So I think we're 7-1-1 on our side when we play them. So you've got to be aware of those top guys. You've got to find, I think we've scored first in most of those games. So some of the little things that go into it, but the matchups are very similar teams.
Does altitude play a factor, or we're 6,000 feet above sea level here?
I think it does, but not in the exact moment. Like they'll get a little fatigued, and playing 4 lines will be important. Make sure all 60 are going, and we're not taxing anyone excessively when we don't, when it's not necessary. So the guys are aware of it. Hopefully, being here for a good period of time helps adjust a little bit.
What are your keys for tonight?
Play fast, play hard, play together.
Good luck, Dave. Thank you.
Thanks.